All right. It says live.
Live, baby. I don't see it on here, but take a second for everything to connect.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, good. All right, guys. Look at this. We're starting either right on time or maybe even a little early. Look at that, a little early.
I know, without a glitch.
Without a glitch.
So far.
So far is the key.
All right, here's everybody. Beer Friday.
Yes. Cheers.
Fill up.
Cheers.
Fill your shit up.
Cheers. Whatever you're drinking, we don't care.
Let's see how different we are. We're sober right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what we're like at the end.
Yeah. It's always a fun progression to get to the end of the hour.
In 60 minutes, let's see where we're at.
And you guys let us know where you're at. Let us know how many shots or drinks or whiskeys or whatever.
Yeah, so we're going to, maybe this is a good opportunity for us to clarify some things and answer some direct questions.
Sure.
Talking first about the format, then we're going to talk about the Member Rewards book, which is here.
Look at that, guys. 2025
It showed up.
in the house.
We'll talk about that. Format, interesting. When we talked last week or earlier this week, we talked about changing. Mm-hmm. One of the comments was, go ahead, change the show, but not too much.
Right.
Please.
Which is encouraging. Thank you.
Yeah, which is, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to, we just.
They said the mics aren't connected properly.
You know what? The thing's not. There's always a little mistake.
Right when you said it, huh?
So they can't
That's
hear
hilarious. No, they can hear us, but they're hearing us
You have
not
to
through
put that
these.
on it?
They're hearing us through the house.
Had to be one. There had to be.
All right,
For us
guys.
to do something right just wouldn't be right, would it? Sounds low. Yeah, I see it. The sound is way off. Okay, we're hooking that up right now.
Yeah, it's going to take a second.
Just with a little bit, all right, so there's no dead air. So I was saying, we just didn't want to just do the news. We wanted to, we're going to keep doing timely things. And we're going to keep doing like sort of insider things that you can't find or hear or see it in other places. One of them, as soon as we get this mic set, I'll tell you about it, which happened yesterday. Come on, Andrew, man. You're not drunk yet. Come on.
It's coming. Here we go.
Is it on now?
Yeah. Yeah, checking the comments say the audio. I'm picking it up over here.
Yeah.
Better.
It's just a sound.
It's always embarrassing when it happens, but this should be better. Raymond Ray, volume is a little low. Thanks for chiming in, guys.
Yeah.
It's always
let us know if it's better. Do you say anything? Yay, good.
all right.
Yeah. Audio is perfect. All right, sounds good. So, like I said, when you were over there, we're going to we're just not going to sit here and regurgitate the news every time, but we will tell about things. So. I'll start this with a little story. Mm-hmm. All right, so last night I decided I was going to go to the two bars that are closest to me that I don't normally go to because I haven't checked them in a while. One of them is the Play It Again Sam strip club.
Okay.
And the reason that we would go there is that it's the only strip club in town that still has video poker.
That's the reason to go.
Yeah, and they've got pretty good machines, 7.5.
Yeah.
You can drink, whatever, Heineken. You can drink, imports there. I don't know about the entertainment so much.
Yeah.
Sometimes good, sometimes better, or sometimes not so good. But
I'd say go. I'd say give it a shot.
Yeah.
If you want to go check out a cool strip club with video poker, go.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to check out that place, and I wanted to check. There's 3 bars real close to the office. One of them is Wahoo's.
Okay.
Right next to the Palms. There I go there a couple times a week because it's close. They have some good deals. All right. These other 2 is again that's the Play It Again Sam's, and Sand Dollar Lounge.
Sand Dollar we love,
Well.
Oh no! What are you gonna say?
Let me tell my story.
Okay, tell the story.
All right, so I head over there last night.
Yeah.
They have everyone sits at the bar, but nobody plays, and because it's not a gaming bar. They all go there for the music, and the music is great, and the pizza is really good, and they've got a lot of craft beers. I mean, Sand Dollar, it gets full of people. And it's a really good place, but it's not a gambler's place.
Okay.
All right, so I sit down to play. I've done it before, and I figure I'll get a beer. They've got some of the worst schedules, worse than 6-5 bonus poker.
Okay.
The best schedule they have there is 9-6-4 double bonus.
I think I remember you saying that.
Yeah. So okay. So 6-5 bonus poker is 96.87. Okay. This one drops to 96.38.
Those are really bad.
It's really bad.
That's like some of the worst in town.
Right. So I sit down. I put in $40, not just 20. I put in 40. I play for 15 minutes,
Okay.
20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, regular pace, lose $10, and now I'm going to go because I finished my beer. The guy brings me a check for $9. I go, I'm playing, man. And he's like, gives me attitude, full out attitude. No, you're not playing enough. I go, I played, I put in 40, I played, regular. Just nasty, I mean, it's just not the Vegas way.
Yeah.
He goes, nope, the light's not on. They got a pitch count there.
Yeah.
So the light has to go on. I didn't ask him, how much you had to put through because I don't think he would have known. But so I said, okay, I put a 10 down and he takes it and he comes back and he slaps down a $1 bill in front of me. So I said, thanks. I took it, and I left. But I mean, that's just not,
Yeah.
I know that that's the direction that the bars are going. They're getting tighter, but I said to him, I said, no first comp for the buy-in? Because a lot of them have what I call the pitch count, which is the light that goes on if you're playing enough, and they have their different numbers and algorithms.
It doesn't usually take a lot of play. It doesn't take usually more than $20 to turn that on.
I know, and I mean
So
even
that doesn't sound right.
and even PTs.
Yeah.
I mean, with the pretty greedy PTs will still give you your first drink on the buy-in.
Yeah.
So I mean, to not do that with the worst schedules of any bar. And then instead of trying to explain something, having attitude, was pretty. I felt like going, dude, I was on bar rescue here, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I know a little bit about how this thing operates.
Yeah. Wow.
But just
Okay.
nasty. So I still like the place. It's not a gambling place.
Yeah. Well, I love Sand Dollar, especially the one at the Plaza.
Well, that one's
mean,
completely different.
Yeah.
The one at the Plaza is a gambling joint.
Yeah.
They have really, they have excellent, they have excellent schedules.
Yeah.
They have great, drinks and beers. It's a really great atmosphere.
Atmosphere, bartenders,
And
yeah.
attitude,
Yeah.
And they've got, they've got music there too as well.
Yeah, and I'm surprised to hear that because I've had good experiences at the Sand Dollar down here. So I'm sorry to hear that.
And
I'm
they got
sad
great,
to hear that.
and downtown they've got the member rewards, $500 bonus on a quarter video poker
Yeah.
Royal Flush.
And they got great drinks, and if you sit there for a while and you go for it, they comp your parking. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
So,
So anyway, I hate to be down on Sand Dollar, but that was a bad. And
I'm
the
sad to hear that story.
Well, the reason I tell it is that kind of goes into what we're talking about is a format change. We're not going to stop talking about the things that you can only hear here.
Yeah.
Like who else is going to tell that story?
Right.
Right. You're just not going to hear it. I think that it's, in a way, it kind of foreshadows, portends what might be going on in the bar scene.
Yeah.
That they might be tightening up. But the great thing about Vegas, every time someone tightens up, someone else loosens up because that's where the whole competition comes in.
I got to tell you, speaking of being like a really good loose place, Fountain Blue, that sports bar, you got to put in, I think, $60.
50.
Okay, I was going to
50.
say 60. But
No, it's $50 and they'll comp your first drink.
yeah, and those are expensive
And
drinks.
they'll put you on a pitch count there
Yeah,
too, I think.
But the pitch count, it turns green quite quickly. I mean, I think, just a few hands of video poker at a 10-cent or 25-cent denom, and you're turning that light on.
Yeah, most of them are reasonable about it. See,
Yeah.
that's the only thing about Sand Dollar too. They weren't even reasonable. So, okay, so let's move on from
All
there.
right, moving on from that.
Anybody, anyone who has questions in this about the format, you want to make comments, now's a real good time.
Yeah.
We can answer you directly, assuming we see you. What was the first one about Wonder Hussy? I want to bring that one up.
Oh, that was a great comment from Ron. Wonder Hussy might be calling in for a spot on Beer Friday. That would be great.
And fantastic.
We would love that.
I've met her. She's gas, man. She's fun. She would be perfect. That's another thing. Give us your lists. We're going to do. We've said we're going to do more guests. Give us your lists of people. That's a great name.
Yeah.
And we'll contact her. She's actually, I'm her publisher. She did one of the Vegas Rights compilations that we do every year. She
Yeah.
was one of the authors. So technically, she's an author of ours, and I'm her publisher. It'd be great
right.
to have her on Beer Friday or in as a guest. She has a great YouTube channel, much bigger than ours. So she can come in and push us around a little bit.
And we also talk about that compendium. That's the compendium book
Yeah.
that we talk about every year.
Great
So
book. What
that's,
was it called this year, Tanya? I can't remember.
Desert Super Bloom.
Desert Super Bloom.
Yeah.
And what's great about it is they have stories about, they're almost all set in Vegas.
Yeah.
So you're reading about things that you've probably done before yourself.
Yeah.
So,
And also getting ideas for new things to do.
yeah. So what, you see one there you want to grab?
I'm not seeing any questions. I heard the Golden Gate got rid of their better video poker machines. I haven't been to the Golden Gate in a little while to see.
Golden Gate downgraded a little bit. All right, they had a machine similar to the one at the View Bar at D, where it would actually go positive because it had all of these. It was an 8-5 bonus poker machine with like 3 progressives, and that one's still at the View Bar at the D, but they pulled it at Golden Gate. So they've downgraded slightly there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk.
Bob Dancer. We got to get Bob Dancer.
Bob Dancer for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dancer will be on.
That's a good comment. We'd love to have Bob Dancer on the show.
Wait, someone's asking about the buzz on Chippendales leaving the Rio.
Yeah, they left.
Haven't they been gone a long time?
Not that long. They stopped at the Rio. Chippendales, what's the buzz? Speaking of nudity, it says. When did we talk about nudity? Oh, Wonder Hussy. That's it, right. Chippendales, yeah, they went to the link after, I believe, 17 years at the Rio. So, I don't know. That's not a show I flock to, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about member rewards a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, this is so exciting, guys. Now, first of all, it's here. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the main thing. Everybody, we've already talked about what's in it. People saying, they like it, they should like it. It's a good book, but now it's available.
Yeah.
And we're doing this live on Friday evening. We close at 5 o'clock.
Right.
We're closed on the weekend, so don't rush down here to get it.
Right.
But bright and early, 9 o'clock Monday morning.
Let's talk about Monday, this coming Monday, 9 a.m. This is where you want to be.
It's always fun to see everybody showing up.
Yeah.
And we'll have a bunch of 12-year-old laborers that we're the child labor that we bring in.
17, they're not that little.
17, okay.
Well, also,
we're gonna have 17 of them.
I also like to point out, the Palms is right up the street. It'd be a great day to go catch that buffet. You come here, you get your book, and then you go right to the Palms.
Well, you don't need the
around
book for that one because that's some MRO.
Oh, that's right. You can download that online once you're a member.
Yeah, you could do that this weekend if you wanted to. But we're excited to have it because we're always telling people it's almost here. It's almost here. It did arrive on time. Funny, they actually contacted us and said the truck is delayed. We can't bring it till Monday morning, and 15 minutes later, big old giant truck pulls it.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, so it just goes to show you though how this process works.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, isn't it MLK Day? No, it's MRB Day.
Oh, that's right. Ooh, that's good.
That's right. It's not MLK. It's MRB. It's
both. It's both.
We will be working because we knew people couldn't hold off another day.
I know. You got to get your coupon run. Kenneth writes Derek Stevens with a question mark. I don't know what that means.
Being on the show.
But we'd love to have Derek Stevens on the show. That would be a great,
I think Derek would do it. Derek's a very busy guy.
Yeah.
I can't act like I'm best buds with Derek, but he does take my call. And both of us are from Detroit.
Yeah.
So,
right, of course.
That was the thing. It's funny. Derek told me, it's interesting because now Derek is like the king of football contests. And when I met Derek before he came to Vegas, and he was a customer of Caesar's Palace, and I was playing on the gambling team I played on, not with Stanford Wong, but the one after that, and I was playing against Derek, whereas Derek told me years later, he said, I watched you and I watched your friends. Derek's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Because I watched you and I watched your friends and I knew you were doing something different.
That's hilarious.
And he goes, I honestly went back and thought about it and said, I'm way behind. And
so he knew.
He knew there was something going on.
Like intuitively
Yeah.
knew.
And what was going on was it was not cheating.
Yeah.
We had just analyzed everything.
Yeah.
And we had come up with the proper way to play these tournaments. And he was talking specifically about a dice tournament. And in dice you can get, if you know what you're doing, you can get a way bigger edge over the other players than in other games, like especially blackjack, or even.
And this is in competition you're talking about, in competition dice play.
So we weren't doing anything wrong, we were just playing better.
Yeah.
And we were always finishing high up, if not winning. And he told me, years later, he said, I watched you play.
Yeah.
and I knew there was something going on.
Yeah.
So it would be fun to have
That's
Derek
great.
come in and have him tell that story.
Oh yeah,
keep-
I got a lot of questions about that, especially because I am a dice player. I often joke and say I've been shooting dice since I used to play Yahtzee with my grandma back in 1985. But,
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I love to shoot the dice.
So back to member rewards real quick. Here is a question we got. It says, are there any coupons that are limited only to new Players Club members? A really good question.
Yeah, I
What
don't
he's
think
saying,
so, no.
yeah. Are there any of them that says new members only?
Yeah.
Not a single one.
Yeah, I saw that question too, and I thought the same thing. Not a single one.
And we've never had one.
Yeah.
And we've lost coupons, and we've lost partners because they said, no, oh no, we want to do new members only. And we go,
Yeah.
we won't do that to our existing members. We won't
Yeah.
do it. And we've lost some really good deals, and we've lost some really good contacts with people who got mad at me for that.
Yeah.
Now, what we would do for any of the casinos that are listening out there is they could say, if you're a new member, you get an added bonus.
Okay.
All right, so let's say they're going to go a $10 free play for everybody. And if you're a new member, $20. We would do that.
Okay.
But no, every single offer in the book is for every single person, no matter how long you've been a member of LVA. It's only once per year, but you can do it once every year.
And if you are a casino listening, don't you think it's cooler that way? Like I know
Yes.
everybody, yeah, like you don't have to be a new member. You just want to keep your members getting, cool things to do.
Yeah.
So that's,
Okay, here's one directly to me. It says, Anthony, what's the best way to maximize free play? If you normally play 25-cent video poker, bump it up to $1 video poker on free play offers. Actually, there's a bunch of different things, ways to look at this.
That's a great question.
Yes. And I think what he's saying is if I get my free play, should I play it differently? I always say you should go down in denom. Like, if you want to play something through to get your free play, you should play higher just to get through it faster.
I got to tell you, I'm excited. I know this answer, but continue.
Okay.
I know what you're saying because you've taught me this, and this is something I've pondered on when I play free plays.
It's going to be kind of a two-part answer.
Yeah,
and
go for it. This is so interesting.
What typically do, you know you're going to get free play. If you hit a certain mark, then you can play higher. But when you're playing your free play, I usually say to play it at a low denom. And you play it at a low denom because you will basically reduce your variance.
Because of variance.
And you're more likely to cash out closer to the free play face value.
That's right.
So that's the answer to that.
And for a guy like you want to always, stay close to the variance.
Well, you want to. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're an expert or you're not an expert, you will just have more wild swings by playing it higher.
That's what I was
And if
going
you
to
play it
say.
lower, you're more likely to get
Yeah.
the cash out that you want.
A guy like me, I might want to go for the dollar because it'll be a bigger swing in the variance.
Yes. Now here's another.
So cool.
Yeah. Here's another kind of answer to that. If you're going to if you're playing a game where it's like lose 20, get 20.
Yeah.
All right, there you want to play a very high denom on the lose part of it.
In the beginning,
Right. You want to try
Absolutely.
to get to that free play bonus. I mean, or never hit it. And when
Right.
you would never hit it is, let's say you normally play quarters.
That's the best case scenario.
Right, but you decide to play dollars.
Yeah.
And you hit a quad, right? And all of a sudden you've got $125.
Yeah.
Well, don't blow that 125 trying to get the 20. Take off, right?
That's exactly right.
But most of the time, let's say you go up to dollars and you've got to lose only 20. That's only 4 plays.
Yeah.
Right. You could lose all 4. Bang, 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 and then you go back down to quarters and play your free play off, and you'll be close to a break even.
This is when we talk about sometimes you should have little segments within the show that we cut out and talk about later.
Yeah.
Because they're valuable. This is a great example of that.
Something that we want to do.
Yeah.
And again, these are the kind of things that we want to talk more about. We don't want to just sit here and regurgitate the news. Because the news is out there, people know about it. Sure, we have a spin on it. Sure, we might have something to say. And if it's really important, we will say it.
Yeah.
We'll bring it in.
My brother's a marketing guy, and he was talking about growing strategies. And this is a way, if you're interested in gambling, like this type of information is how you grow your brain, thinking about how to play promotions, games in generals, games in general.
So, in your opinion, what's the best gambling?
Yeah.
Games in
Games in
general.
Yeah. Thank you for the beer.
I'm sorry, say it again, Tanya.
He said, in your opinion, what's the best gambling coupon?
Oh, in my opinion, what's the best gambling coupon? In our book,
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there's so many answers to that. I mean, you know, the one with the most EV is probably the one that takes the longest to hit, and that's, you know, like that $500 bonus, playing the really good games downtown.
Okay.
But you know, I mean, you could play that for hours upon hours and days upon days and never hit it. So I wouldn't do that one. I honestly think the coolest and most fun one, I mean, the match plays are great. $50 match play at Downtown Grand, it's worth 25 bucks. It's, you know, it's hard to turn that down. I think the 3-to-1 on your first natural at Golden Gate. I mean, that's just so much fun. You play blackjack, it's only worth about maybe $9. You play $25 average bets, and the first time you hit a natural, ace and a 10, they'll pay you not 6 to 5, not 3 to 2. They'll pay you 2 to 1, not 3 to 1. They'll pay you 2 to 1 on that one.
Right.
And it's worth about $9, $9.50.
And it's exciting when it hits.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of
and
fun.
sometimes you hit it on the first one, and sometimes you play for 200 hands and you don't hit it. But the average number of hands to play to hit that is 21.
And I always find that so interesting. When you said that to me, I thought that was so interesting that the name of the game is 21, and on average it takes 21 hands.
Yeah, I love that coupon. I love it because it's social. People all go, where'd you get it?
Yeah.
It's fun. Everybody's waiting. Oh, you got it, you got it, you got it. You know, that kind of thing. I think it's great. And
Well, you know my favorite coupon? Just so everybody knows, it's the Palms. It's great. It's right there. I love being there, and that buffet
but that's
is
not a
fantastic.
gambling one. Yeah.
Oh, they were asking about gambling
Yeah,
coupon?
you
I thought
said-
they were saying in the whole book. I think that's my favorite coupon in the whole book.
yeah,
But,
well, that's to me too. The 2-for-1 at the Palms. The Palms
Yeah.
are so great.
Yeah.
Coming back this year, and originally they said, okay, but no specialty nights.
Yeah.
And we're like, I said, you mean no lobster and no crab nights? I go, that kind of defeats the purpose.
I know, that would be a bummer.
And they came back and they said, oh, go ahead.
Way to go, Palms.
Yeah.
Coming through strong. But, you know, now since I understand the question better, my favorite gambling coupon in the book is, it's like a 3-part answer. It's like, you know, you gotta like use them together. Go downtown and get those match plays.
Oh,
hit
you're
them
just
all.
doing a downtown run around.
Yeah, go get them all. Do it together, plan it out.
The thing is, the casinos don't like that much. Because
Yeah, I
they
know.
don't like
They-
people that hit
but-
and run and whatever, you know.
Yeah, but don't hit and run. Go to all of them in a day.
This
you
is
know?
another.
Explore them.
It's
Have
another,
fun.
It's another reason why I like that blackjack
You know.
coupon, because it's average hands 21.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not hitting and running.
See if you can hit and run. I usually have so much fun in these casinos. I can't. I'll stick to one and then, you know.
And so
that's-
many of them do play through,
Yeah.
and they use it just as
Yeah.
a fun thing. So that's why we continue to get them.
Absolutely.
So speaking of gambling, he said, we've never been to Crown and Anchor to play. Should we check it out?
Oh my goodness.
Well,
We've never been to Crown and Anchor to play. Should we check it out?
they got 6-5 bonus poker, which is
7-5.
Oh, really?
7-5 bonus poker there.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah, they have a 7-5 game there, which
Yeah.
is 98%. All right, but you know, for those who didn't hear before, it was the amazing Instacomp we had there, which was, you know, play 200 and get anything on the menu for free. Play 200 through. You don't have to lose it, nothing. 200 through is nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you get through that so fast, it's unbelievable.
Especially if you're playing video poker or blackjack.
Yeah, and it's a decent game. Well, it works on Keno too.
Keno's a little slower play, I think. But you're right. People play those fully loaded cards.
Yeah,
and,
I don't
you know.
recommend it because Keno has got such a higher edge to it. But
Yeah.
you play your 200 points through, and you can pick anything on the menu.
Yeah.
Anything. They've got the English pies, they got the chicken fingers, they got
Yeah.
a great hamburger, they got good sandwiches there. It's good. But
we should give Amanda a shout out for her birthday.
oh, it's Amanda's
They got great bartenders there. We know their birthdays.
Amanda, happy birthday, Amanda. Your birthday is today.
Art, who we love.
Yep.
You know.
But here's the thing. Art came to me and said, let's make it better.
Yeah.
And I said, what do you want to do? And he goes, all right, 200, they get the food. He goes, 300, they get the food and $25 match play.
Okay.
That's a ridiculous deal.
It's fun.
So should you go to Crown and Anchor? Absolutely. If you don't use that Crown and Anchor coupon, you're blowing it. It's
Yeah.
one of the best ones. If you really put the number 2 at the value, the expected loss versus what you're getting, it's one of the best in the book.
And
It's close to a master coupon. It's almost break even.
Yeah.
You know, for the $50.
Incredible.
It's really good.
And they're very cool about comp drinks, right? Like you go there, you sit at the bar, you put $20 in the game,
My
you
fav-
play.
They're
You know,
my favorite bartenders.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Priscilla and
Priscilla's great.
Christy and you know, Amanda, and I mean, they're all terrific.
Get you a player's
So-
card, get
Yeah.
you in there playing.
So here's a good one. They don't give gifts anymore for players' cards.
Ah, Okay, the comment is they don't give gifts anymore for players' cards.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of the coolest additions that we have in the member rewards book. This one's from Silver Sevens. Now, Silver Sevens last year did that blackjack deal that I was talking about. Not only was it 2-to-1, it was 3-to-1.
Yeah.
But they can't do that anymore because they don't have live table games. All right, so they are now all electronic table games, ETGs they call them.
Yeah.
So they said, let's do something that nobody else has done. And what they're doing is, with your member rewards book coupon, once per quarter, you get a VIP gift. All right, now these are the gifts that they give to their people who, now by that I don't mean you're not going to get a Porsche.
Right.
Or anything like that, right? But you're going to get like some good cookware, or you're going to get,
a blender,
a tent, a blender, I don't know, something like
something
that.
Cool.
But things they give to their guests.
Sometimes you get a Toomey wallet or something.
Yeah, they're guests who have earned this with lots and lots of play. And all you have to do if you're an LVA member, is bring in the voucher. And once per quarter, so you can get 4 gifts over the course of the year. So almost whenever you're coming, if you come once or twice a year, you can get a couple gifts. That's a really great idea on their part. They go, we want to do something different. I go, like what? You got rid of your table games. What can you do? You don't have a gourmet restaurant, although the
restaurant is good.
The restaurant is good, and they put a discount for their restaurant in there as well.
The prime rib at their restaurant, you got to go there for that. And the tacos and
they have a great taco deal. I think it's like $8 or $9 a taco and a beer.
Yeah.
They have a great chicken wrap that was forced upon me to try. I was like, I don't eat wraps, and I tried it. It was delicious.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And so the Silver Sevens is a good partner.
Yeah.
And they did something that no one's ever done before.
So way to go, guys. Also, Silver Sevens is one of the only places in town you can go to with your bucket full of change, and they'll change it for you.
I don't know about that. I've never done that.
Yeah, I do it all the time. I do it every few months. I get a big thing of change, and I go to Silver Sevens, and I turn it into like $60, $70. And
you're a changeling, man.
I'm a changeling.
You're a changeling.
So you can do that too. It's like it's a pro tip. You go there, get the prime rib, and go there with your big bucket of change.
Okay, here's one that's I brought in with me, and I want to say this one too. It says you reference the BOGOs, buy one get ones, for Penn and Teller plus Wow at the Rio, also the Comedy Cellar there. But I don't see these listed anywhere. Where should I be looking? Okay, these are MROs. Member rewards, these are online. You should be looking in MRO. The problem is we thought they were going to be up by now, the same time we got the member rewards, but their internal checks and balances and their processes haven't been ironed out yet.
Right.
So they're not live, but they're going to be. Now, they could change their mind and make us a liar, but I don't think that's in the cards. I think it's going to happen. Those are not in yet. That's a great one. Penn and Teller.
We love Penn and I mean, that's a show that's always good for 20 years.
Yeah, and it's a $70 ticket.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's another master coupon right there.
Yeah.
If you want to come to town, you and your wife, you and your friend, you and your boyfriend, girlfriend,
Yeah.
whatever, and you want to both go, you're going to save $70 to go see Penn and Teller, which is kind of like a rite of passage in Vegas. You got to see Penn and Teller, don't you?
Yeah, that's true. You do. And if you listen to a previous episode, Anthony's got a pretty funny story about Penn and Teller. I should find that.
We got to do
you
that.
were on an airplane with him, right? And,
Yeah.
and he was like playing with some cards.
I was trying to talk to Penn. He didn't want to talk to me. And I made him talk to me. And by the time it was done, Penn was like, glad I talked to you.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Because he didn't understand something about blackjack. He had it all mixed up. And so I set Penn straight, and then he pounded me and left. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
See, they're saying Misbehaves is a great addition.
Yeah, Misbehave is the new show. The thing was, if you can't hear Tanya in the back, Misbehave 2-for-1 BOGO was a great addition. That's the new show down at the Plaza. And they've got a great old-time retro showroom there. And they've got this show that we've reviewed that is very, very good. And we got a 2-for-1 for them. And they came back with their, I'll take a little credit for this. They came back with their thing, what they wanted to give. They took out one. They took out their $50 match play. They didn't like the people who came in and played and left. I fought for that one, but we couldn't do it. I said, I can't believe you wouldn't put 2-for-1 on your show. And Jonathan Jossel, who is
CEO.
He's a CEO. He's a good dude there. He's got a great podcast. What's it called? Corner of Main Street?
I think so.
Jossel's going to be one of our.
We got to get him on our podcast.
Oh, he's going to be on the show.
He's great.
But he came back and he said, our show's doing fine.
Yeah.
He goes, we don't really need help. But he goes, okay. and he threw the BOGO in there. Jonathan's been a really good.
Advocate,
Jonathan and Esmeralda down there have been really good partners for us.
That's great.
Yeah, so I agree there.
Sebastian wants a tight 5. Is that Sebastian Maniscalco? If it's Sebastian Maniscalco, I'll do it. You got a tight 5? I've been hanging at the LA Comedy Club at the Butch Bradley show at 10 o'clock. That's a great show, and they've been putting me up on that one a lot.
Let me show you how square I am. What's a tight 5?
A tight 5, he wants me to do 5 minutes of material.
Ah,
Do my tight 5, my best 5 on drinking, where to drink, where to gamble, where to smoke.
See, all right. See, learn a lesson, Andrew. As you get older, or as you're younger, never be afraid to show your ass. Right?
Yeah.
Never be afraid to show your ass and go, I don't know.
I don't know.
Tell me what that means.
That's the story of my life.
Showing your ass.
and I don't know. Both. You're right. Let's see. Someone was saying.
I love these. We're not changing Beer Fridays. I just love these. It's
Yeah.
too much fun. It's too much fun.
I was trying to find the one.
Who does Michael Kalo says, who does Anthony want to interview? You know what? That's an interesting question, because what I really want is I want to really get into some controversial stuff.
Yeah.
And I really want to talk to people who have opinions. And it's like everybody wants to be Joe Rogan, right? I'm not saying I want to be Joe Rogan. I'm just saying I like what he does, where he's not afraid to take a stance, to argue. Like when we have Jocelyn here, it'll be great, because I'll argue with him about a few things, about what he thinks is right about running a joint. Same thing with Derek, and I would like to do that.
Maybe Gary Ellis could be someone we could
Gary
get
Ellis
in.
would be another great one.
Talk about Ellis Island.
I'm sure he would come in, because I know Gary pretty well.
Yeah. Vegas Matt we'd love to have him back, do something with him again.
It's like we have a certain perspective on things that others don't. And it's funny, I keep going back and reading through comments on the Vegas Matt thing.
Yeah, it's part of the reason they thought you were a dick to Vegas Matt.
Yeah.
But then part of the reason people said, you're not a dick, you're just, you're asking questions.
The latest one goes, so that one interviewer is a clown.
Right, a clown, whatever, yeah.
And it's like, well, no. So, that's what I want. I want to interview interesting stuff, and that's what we're going to try to put together. And I want to get to the point where we can really take stands against things. Like if let's say we get one of these influencers who isn't on the up and up, and I want to be able to argue with them and say, no, you're cheating your readers, your viewers, and I want to do stuff like that.
Okay, so like actually calling people out too and saying like, hey, here's a video that's posted, it's total bullshit, don't listen to it.
Well, where warranted.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it just to do it. I don't want to do it just to be a jerk.
Yeah.
But I mean, where it needs to be said or done, because we have knowledge that tells us that it needs to be said or done. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Colin Jones for Beer Friday. Great comment, JC.
Colin Jones would be fantastic.
Yeah, especially to drink beer with Colin Jones.
Colin Jones is the author of 21st Century Card Counter.
Yeah.
And he is the founder of blackjackapprenticeship.com.
Yeah.
Where people go to learn to play blackjack. And I've always been pretty much kind of against that, except when Colin showed how to do it right. And he does it great. I've been to a couple of his what he calls boot camps. They're not cheap. I think they're $2,000 or $3,000, but boy, they show you what it takes and how to do it. I've spoke there, and I've been a part of certain activities there, and I've observed it, and it's good stuff. Yeah, we'll have Colin on for sure. We'll have a lot of our authors. We will have LVA Huntington Press authors.
Someone was asking earlier, and I just glazed over it. Someone was saying, is it still worth it to play 6 to 5 blackjack? I don't see exactly where the comment is, but
okay,
that kind of plays into what you're talking about also.
Yeah, well, basically they're talking about paying 6 to 5 on naturals as opposed to 3 to 2. You should look, if you're a recreational player, you should avoid 6 to 5 at all costs.
Right.
I mean, you should just say no. It's 5 times worse than playing a regular game. 4 times worse. And if you're a pro, sometimes there are reasons to do it because you can get away with more. They just figured that nothing but squares play that, and you can get away with more in bet spread and stuff, and finding weak dealers who make mistakes and this kind of a thing. 6 to 5, I would say, as a blanket thing, unless you're playing the lowest, like the dollar games at at Downtown Grand or Oyo, that you should not play 6 to 5.
Right. Now the dollar game, you're getting 1-to-1 on your money or whatever, but you're playing for $1.
When you play under $5, it's even worse than 6 to 5. It's even money, but
Yeah.
you're only playing for $1.
So you're drinking for free.
Yeah, get 1 free drink, and it takes care of an hour of expected loss. You get 2 free drinks, you're winning.
And that's the math.
Right.
That's the reality of it. Look at that. Thank you, Raymond Ray. Raymond Ray, any chance of getting a coupon for a mobility scooter? I'm getting older. Oh, this is great.
Great idea.
I'm getting older, and it's hard to get around Vegas now. It would be great to help your older members. By the way, have a beer on me. Thank you.
Oh.
Wow, that's so nice, Raymond.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
See, this is why I wanted to talk about member
Smart.
rewards. Not to just do a commercial, but to tell us what you want.
Yeah.
And I'm really surprised. I mean, I got to admit, I'm really surprised. It seems like we're gaining clout.
Yeah.
I'm always worried that the next year they're not gonna want to come back. And everyone came back 100% -1.
Okay.
The -1 was Oyo.
Yeah.
Oyo nastily said, go, pound salt. Right?
Really?
Go pound salt. Yeah. You know why? I'll tell you why.
Yeah, no, I don't know why.
I'll tell you why. Because there was an internal problem there. This got back to me. There's whistleblowers everywhere, right? Because I was like, what happened? Why did they get
Yeah.
so mad? There was an internal problem there where their own employees were running a scam and siphoning off money using LVA coupons, not reporting them. So they blamed us for it. Well, you're the only one out of 70 others who can't police your deal. So I'm sorry. Okay,
Wow.
fine. Yeah. So whatever.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's the world.
It is the world.
Sick Joe Dorsey on him.
Yeah, it was sick. Joe
Dorsey's.
Mr. Brain. Oops. Oh, I missed most. Hey, Mr. Brain. Good to see you.
I missed most of the show. Well, here's the good news. You're Mr. Brain, but you may not understand this. You can go rewatch it. Let's go. Okay. What else we got? You got a good one there?
They love the Chicago Brewing Company edition.
Well, Chicago Brewing Company is thanks to Terry Caudle, who is the owner of the Four Queens and Binions. And when they came back with all of their good stuff, including the top of Binions, 25, is it 20 or 25%? I forget, but 25%, I think, off your entire bill,
Yeah.
including alcohol.
Yeah.
For
That's a great deal.
any number of people in your party.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to have a Vegas blowout bash
Yeah.
while you're here, a splurge, you almost can't do better than that.
I know. The Top of Binion Steakhouse is so nice
Yeah.
on the inside.
And after they
And the
came,
food's, I mean, come on.
and after they came back with all of yes, we're going to renew everything. I said, does Terry want to do anything? Oh, he's another one we got to have on because he's a real interesting guy. I go, does Terry want to do anything else? And she goes, oh, we own, Chicago Brewing Company. They own one in the Four Queens, and that's not what it's for. It's for their standalone, which is up on Durango. I think it's on Durango. Is it?
So, Fort Apache?
Fort Apache. It's on Fort Apache. So, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's a good food coupon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're reaching out. We're trying to do more things. We actually have some really possibly big show BOGOs, but we can't talk about them. They're like, don't you dare talk about it until we say yes.
Yeah.
So we got some real good ones in the works.
So it's cooking. Things are cooking.
It is cooking.
People have mixed opinions of the. Oh yeah, I'm seeing it here. I know. Listen, especially with their new parking garbage, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Oil sucks anyways.
I know that's it's funny.
Well, look, anybody who wants to participate with us, they've been doing it for years. Why do they do it? They do it because they like the customers they get. All right, so phooey on you. You don't want to work with us, don't work with us. I don't care. We don't need you. Am I starting to sound bitter? Oh my God, I better stop.
Vegas Girl Slots says, have you checked out the bar VP schedules at the Rio yet?
The bar VP schedules at the Rio, I haven't checked, but I know that the schedules in general at the Rio are not very good. And again, we're always going to be honest on this show. The Rio and the Plaza and Ellis Island and I would say maybe Emerald Island, those guys down there in Rainbow Club, they were some of our greatest supporters
Yeah.
with lots of great deals and working with us. But I will say that the Rio continues to surprise me with kind of really pedestrian video poker schedules. I haven't looked at the bar. Maybe they're worse at the bar. I'll have to take a look, but I don't know. I hope they get better. But all the deals they gave us, all the good stuff, you don't need good video poker. I mean,
Yeah.
it's that good.
I like the Rio. I like the whole area, but Ellis Island. I went there recently, and it was 2:00 in the morning, and I was hungry, and I got their steak special, and I played, and I had some free
greatest,
play
ain't it?
I didn't even know I had.
It's the greatest.
And, I mean, it was so fun. I was there for like 45 minutes to an hour. I played. I got some steak. It was late at night. And it was open for me. It was like welcome home, Andrew. Welcome to Ellis Island.
Yeah,
It was great.
And you make me think about how great it would be to have Gary Ellis here.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what we're going to
do
do.
it.
We're going to put together this unbelievable list of guests, and
Yeah.
Gary's going to be one of them. And tell us your story and what you did, and like how this guy sticks to the old way. He does it, well, all these jerks on the strip, these pencil pushers, these accountants on the strip are just grabbing. Gary Ellis is like, here's like a full steak dinner for $9.99. That's the way that we used to do it. That's the way they used to do it. That's how
Yeah.
they got where they are.
Yeah.
I mean, fantastic.
And
I
I'm
love it.
excited for what's going on. I'm when I went there, there's a whole area that's boxed off, and I know that it's going to turn into something new. And I'm excited to see what they do with it.
I know they are really. Do we really want them to get like all pretty? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question in there. Just popped up.
Okay, where is it?
But Ellis Island. Do you know if Metro Pizza will reopen after renovations, and are the interior renovations complete?
They're not complete.
Will Metro Pizza reopen? And are the renovations complete? They're not complete. There's something behind door number 1. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. We're waiting to see, and we don't know their plans. Metro is a great get there. Gosh, what they have 2 for 1 on Wednesdays, I believe, and all these. They had so many. They had a great sandwich shop on the side. They had Metro. They had their great barbecue place. They have, of course, the cafe is the best coffee shop. That and the Emerald Island coffee shop are the 2 best in Vegas. Siegel's is pretty good at El Cortez as well, but we don't know. We don't know yet.
They're also saying Ellis Island's great for karaoke. True.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I have a question here. It says, let's see. We'll be in Vegas in a month. I might have to come to that LA comedy club that Andrew talks about.
Yeah, go to the Butch Bradley show at 10 o'clock.
And then he says, do you guys have any insight on karaoke places?
Uh-huh.
All right, I wrote down.
Dino's. Sorry, go ahead.
Those are my
sorry.
2.
I know.
Ellis Island
Yeah.
and Dino's.
They're both so good.
And Dino's is Ellis Island is Ellis Island. Dino's is on the Strip.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's between the Strip and downtown, and it's just a damn institution.
Yeah.
Right.
Dino's is wild. It's rock and roll. It's cool. What's his name from?
Chris Martin.
Chris Martin from Coldplay.
Yeah, showed up and sang karaoke.
Yeah, I mean,
His
come on.
new song.
Also, Dino's is so rock and roll. It's like don't worry about dressing up to go to Dino's.
My,
Like, just
my
go
feeling
there
is
and kill it.
if you're going to do karaoke,
Yeah.
and I've only sang karaoke once in my life, and I didn't even sing karaoke. I recited a poem.
What poem?
Something about a bird that put his head in shit or something. I can't remember. Whatever. Somebody dared me. It's like I could not get out of the dare,
All right.
and I went up and did it.
All right.
But I would say that you would have to do Ellis Island or you would have to do Dino's. I mean,
Yeah.
any others? They tried to do it
We're going
on
to
a
bring you to
strip.
Dino's this year. This might be your year to go.
This one says Dino's is my favorite. Getting locals drunk since 1962.
That's true. That's what it says. It
Yeah.
says that, and that's the attitude, 1962.
Yeah.
And it is on. It's like when you say it's not on the Strip. It is on Las Vegas Boulevard.
It's not Las Vegas.
just-
Yeah, between
yeah.
off. Between the Strip. Well, the Strip's the Strip, and then it's
Yeah.
between the Strip and downtown. There's a gigantic. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's in between. Like as you're going downtown, it's on Las Vegas Boulevard. Like right
Yeah.
as you're getting into the Arts District, it's right on the very tip of the Arts District.
There's been a huge debate, where does the Strip stop?
Yeah.
And of course, the advocates of the Strip stops beyond Sahara. I mean, everyone says it stops on Sahara.
On Sahara.
And everyone says
Yeah.
the advocates that it stops beyond Sahara are the Strat.
Right.
You know, and that's what they say.
Yeah. And probably,
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I think it stops at Sahara.
When the zip code changes.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. If you have to permit the city, like for filmmaking, you'll notice that it does have a different permit for south of Sahara.
Yeah, I know. There's city,
So
county,
it's-
and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. I know.
I know because I've had to do it.
What else we got?
Um,
Oh my God, Anthony, you have any extra Bargain City books laying around? You know what Bargain City? You know what he's talking about?
no, I don't.
It's
No
it's
idea.
right behind you. Someone's asking about Cop City too.
Oh my goodness, there it is, right there, Bargain City.
You have any extra?
That-
Yeah, right there.
That's the first book I wrote. I wrote that book. I've only written 2 books.
Uh-huh.
All right, I've published 140 books. I figured publishing was easier than trying to write a book. I wrote that book in 1993, and I wrote it in 21 days because my girlfriend was pregnant with our son,
Oh wow.
my son Sam, and Deke Castleman, who was with me way back then,
Yeah.
said,
We love Deke. We gotta have Deke back on.
he said you better write it. He
Yeah.
goes, you better write it now, because he goes, you ain't gonna have no time.
Deke,
he had a
that's
couple
so
kids.
funny.
He
Yeah.
says you're not gonna have any time afterwards. I literally wrote it in 21 days, I believe.
Way to go, Deke.
Yeah.
21. Of course it was 21 days.
Yeah, 21, exactly. And it was full of errors and mistakes and everything else, and we kind of smoothed it out and everything else. And yeah, we do have. We have a bunch of old copies laying around and stuff like that. The second book I wrote was, I co-wrote with my dad, There's the Art of Gambling, Arthur Flowers, which was my original name was Flowers before it got changed. And so that was my dad. And actually my original name was Polish Kwiatkowski, which means the flower. That's what.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it means. So see all these things you learn on Beer Friday, right?
Yeah.
You know, that
Cheers.
was it. And then
Cheers, Mr. Flowers.
and then there's going to be, and that was it. Those were the only 2 books I did.
Sure. Time
And-
for another beer. I think I'm drinking faster.
I have another idea. Oh no, I'm ready. And I have another idea that I fool around with from time to time. I tinkered with it last night a little bit even. Another book.
Okay. You want
It's
to?
called Gambling 10 Ways to Win.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's a ways away. A
Okay.
long ways away.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you give us like a few ways to win right now? No. He says.
Yeah. Coupons.
Oh, okay.
There's one right there.
There you go. Coupons.
Card counting blackjack. We just talked about, thank you. We just talked about Colin Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, things like that.
Okay.
But that's a long ways away. But Bargain City, yeah, that was a,
People want to know 10 ways to win.
that was
That's
a,
cool.
well, the 10 ways to win thing is going to be, there's 5 beatable games and 5 beatable scenarios.
Okay.
So the 5 beatable games are blackjack, video poker, sports betting, race betting. Those are the 5 beatable games.
Okay.
And then there are 5 beatable conditions, which are things like coupons, tournaments, so that's what it's going to be, that kind of thing.
This is really interesting. All right.
It'll be good. If I ever do it, it'll be good.
Hey, J.C. Reed has The Art of Gambling. Cool book.
Thank you. We worked really hard on that, and that was, it was cool. We got Leroy Neiman wrote the foreword. So cool.
Yeah.
And when he wrote the foreword, he said, "Come by and see me at Paris." He was at Paris, and so I did. I went and saw him, and he opened the door, and what would you expect? He had a bathrobe on and a cigar. Leroy Neiman,
That's
the
wild.
great Leroy Neiman, right? And I was just like, "Yo, Leroy, what up?"
It sounds like Circus Circus is up for sale.
I've heard that.
Is that true?
I've heard that. I mean, yeah, everything's for sale.
Yeah, right. It's like, how much do you want to pay for...
Huntington Press is for sale, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You're for sale. Who wants
Oh.
Andrew? Okay. I'm Andrew.
You can pay me. I'm for sale. We're all prostitutes. Well, you know I'm from LA, so...
How many people we get in here? We get a couple hundred?
No, I think
we have
mine-
235 right now.
Good.
Okay, mine's stuck at 31, so I don't know.
Yeah, ours says 235. That's cool. Why don't more people come and party with us? I mean, that's 200, 300 people is not bad. That ain't bad for a live stream, but
Happy Friday, guys. Yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to say. It's Friday, and the Friday traffic is worse than it's been in a while. It was tough getting here, and I feel horrible for the people in LA, my friends who lost their homes during the LA fires, and I know people are going to be coming to Vegas to kind of spend some time to put their lives back together. And
Yeah, I mean, we all feel bad about the fire thing.
Oh,
I mean, obviously, what do you do? We've heard it, ad infinitum. Everybody's like reaching out. Vegas people actually are doing. They're kind of putting their money where their mouth is. There's a lot of charities that are sending things over. I
Yeah.
read something today. A bunch of pizza places all over town are doing special slices and pies for, to send the proceeds to them. I know that Prim on the way from LA
right at the
dropped
Vegas border.
Yeah, they dropped their room rates to $29.
Yeah.
$100 resort fee, but no, just kidding.
Not at Prim. Not at Prim.
I'm thinking no resort fee. I don't know for sure, but I know
Yeah.
they dropped it. So yeah, everybody, I don't know. You hate to get all mushy about the damn thing, but it was a tragedy, and sorry for that.
Yeah. But also, Vegas is a nice place. As I know, from going through divorce and things, like Vegas is a great place to, kind of reinvigorate yourself.
Yeah. George Antonakis.
He says, drink one for me.
I haven't had a beer in weeks. Drink them up for me. Why?
What's the matter, George? Are you sick? Are you not drinking?
The angry Greek who's been on this show before is not drinking? I don't understand.
Can you recommend a restaurant, George? Let us hear it. We want to know.
Yeah, what's your latest, George, on the restaurants?
Yeah.
All right, so I just saw one. Somebody mentioned Quicksilver, which we hardly ever talk about, so I just wanted to...
I saw that too.
Did you see it? Oh, I know what it was. He said, I don't see it, but he said, I'm reading Quicksilver. Bring somebody in who knows something about the Binion situation.
Yeah, the story.
Yeah, Quicksilver was our book about the Binion trial.
Okay.
About when Ted Binion was killed by his girlfriend. I mean that's at least that's what the verdict was, that his girlfriend killed him.
Oh, wow.
And that book is one of the...
I don't know this story.
It's a unique book that we did. We've never done another book like it. It's pretty much a photo book. It was done by the great John L. Smith, who for years was Las Vegas Review-Journal top columnist. And and Jeff Scheid. Jeff Scheid was the photographer. Unbelievable, great photos of the whole Binion trial with commentary from John L. Smith all the way through. So good, so good. I mean, it's not like, I don't think we even sold 5,000 of that book, but it's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, good. I don't know, if we were to do it, we would get one of the attorneys. And I'll tell you who I know. I know Lasso, I think it's Joe Lasso, who was the clerk for Bonaventure, who was the judge. So maybe I'll talk to Joe Lasso and bring him in here. Look, see, the names we can have here to have the guests, that's what I want to do. Back to the other question, who do I want to interview? I want to interview different people that you'd never see anywhere else.
Right, so
That's
we're
what
going
I
to
wanna
put this on our vision board. We're going to get these guys here in 2025. It's January, so let's see what we can do. We've talked about a few great people today. Someone was also talking about in the very early comments about, I think it's Nassarian, the guy who's the...
Bob Nursession.
Right.
Bob Nursession, author of our book, The Law for Gamblers.
That's right, and he's the attorney.
Yes, he is the go-to guy, the attorney for the advantage players.
Yeah.
When they get backroomed and everything else. We'll certainly have Bob on. Little known fact, I didn't find this out till years later, but when I was in Dearborn, Michigan, wrestling there, he was in Allen Park, Michigan, the same year as I was wrestling there. Our teams wrestled against one another. We never knew each other. We were in different weight classes, but we both ended up back out here. How strange is that?
Well, it's wild. I run into that too. I've met friends out here where it's like they're born and raised in LA just like me, and they live in Vegas now, but we never knew each other in LA.
Well, I'll bring this up to Bob when he gets here. His best friend was the captain of Allen Park. I was the captain of Edsel Ford in Dearborn. And we were at the same weight class.
Yeah.
His good friend was really good. I beat him.
That's great.
Brag a little more, Anthony. Just come on, Anthony. Brag a little more.
Session, yeah.
I like this guy. Him and his wife both bought each other the calendar for Christmas.
Oh, cool. That's the calendar.
Oh
you've
my
been
God!
talking about.
And they both showed up on the same day.
They bought each other the calendar. They liked it, and they thought, "Here's a good one," and they tried to surprise each other.
And the mail delivered on the same day, both calendars.
Oh wow! All right, here's George. George answered. Been a little under the weather. I'm still really digging the Chinese food at 808 Cafe. And my next spot to check out will be Makia high-end Japanese hot pot. I'm down. Call me, George. I'm in. I'm going to go.
All right. That sounds good. Mr. Brain wants to do a phone-in. Yeah.
A phone in? What does that mean?
That means he'll call in. He doesn't want to show his face.
Oh.
There always has to be one time, you know, because I didn't put it on the film.
Just spilled
That's why.
it. Just spilled it on
I
himself.
spilled a little bit.
Right out of the holder.
Right on my Oregon sweater.
Why can't Mr. Brain just come over here and sit over there and use that voice? What was the Brain voice? What was it?
I don't know. Like,
I did this or something.
Yeah, it was fun. I rewatched the episode and I enjoyed having Mr. Brain do his voice from the back. But you know, do a call in and we'll muffle your voice somehow or whatever.
I know. I'll be the go between because Mr. Brain goes pretty high. He goes pretty high concept.
He started pulling out spreadsheets, and you know,
I know.
He blew my brain.
Lame Brain, Mr. Brain and Lame Brain. We'll have him. We'll merge this. It'll be like a Star Trek mind merge.
That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to stick his finger in my brain and melt and like make me smarter. And
mind meld. That's what it was.
It was great.
Mind meld.
He swirled his ideas around in my brain.
We'll channel Spock.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get it on.
I'm going to wear my pointy ears the next time you're here, Mr. Brain, and we are going to mind meld.
As opposed to what?
As opposed to, I don't know.
Your current ones? Okay, let's go. All right.
All right, there's 5 minutes.
Did my tips help you? Hold on. Yeah, Brain, your tips did help me. I want to keep doing it. I just haven't been back to play in a while. Let's see. But I'll text you about it.
Can you walk between the Palms and the Rio?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. That's the easiest walk of all time. All right, I got a walk story. See, when you've been here forever, you have so many stories. All right,
I hear
first.
Bad Religion in my head. We're going for a walk from the Palms to the Rio.
All right, so to answer that question, oh my goodness, I mean, it is the easiest walk in the world, and you would probably zigzag, potentially through Gold Coast, which we hate to, back to the member rewards,
Boyd.
Station and Boyd, no good, no bueno for us. But anyway, they're all right there. The walk is easy, but anyway. All right, so one of the guys, he's gonna hate this. One of the guys in the member rewards book is the Sporting Life bar, and his name is Scooter. Scooter's great, and Scooter used to be the bar manager at Crown and Anchor, and now he's part owner and bar manager at Sporting Life, and we have a really good Instacomp with them there. So anyway, when Scooter's still at I shouldn't tell us. Scooter is still at Crown and Anchor. I was there one day, and there's these people that were in from LA.
Yeah.
And this one guy, he seemed kind of like really cool, and he had a good-looking girlfriend, right? And he goes, your name is Scooter? He's like, Scooter's yeah. He's all proud of it. And he goes, Can we walk from here to the Tropicana?
Yeah.
Like, no way, right? There's no way. It's too far. It's way too far. But Scooter goes, yes, but you will get attacked. And I go, what? I'm like sitting there listening to this. This is before I knew Scooter well.
Yeah.
He goes, yes, but you will get attacked. I'm like, what does that mean? And the guy looks at me and I was like, I don't know. And I guess what he was saying is like the neighborhood's not very good.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, I don't know. See,
That's funny.
Beer Friday is good and bad. It's bad that we can't edit that section out. But anyway. Okay, what else we got?
Well,
see, we are getting all right.
almost
See, we're getting 3 beers, whatever.
We're getting a little buzz. Moneymaker book is my favorite. Y'all have done. Where are you from? Texas, MM65. Let's see. Moneymaker book is my favorite. Yeah, that's a great.
Wow.
The Moneymaker effect.
The
right?
Moneymaker effect. Yeah, that is an oral history. All right, an oral history is when they get a bunch of people together on a subject, and they talk about it live, as we're doing now,
Yeah.
essentially. And that was translated and made into a book that tells the whole story about the poker boom.
Yeah.
Through Chris Moneymaker.
I was a part
and,
of it.
and all the different things that happened.
I was a
It's
part of it.
a really good book.
I got to tell you, when Moneymaker won, that was right when I got into poker. Also, the big difference between watching poker or being exposed to poker was being able to watch it and see the cameras on the hole cards.
Yeah. Well, there were three things.
mean,
There were three things that happened.
With the percentages.
Yeah. One was the hole card, the whole
Yeah.
card cam. Two was the internet.
Yeah.
And three was Moneymaker.
Yeah.
Those are the three things that happened.
Yeah.
That did the great poker boom, which is now going to become the great sports betting boom. To be honest with you, as it gets bigger and better.
My whole family started playing poker together. We'd have our laptops out. We'd go to Full Tilt. We'd join tournaments. I mean, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
This is maybe 2007.
Well, I know we're about to stop. I want to apologize to those of you whose questions we don't get to. It's because we're talking, it's hard to see them, whatever, and we do the best. I look at them afterwards, or we look at them together, and we put them into our seated questions for next time that we can handle, and we keep trying to do it better. I see you guys made this easier to read. That helps.
Yeah, it does. Whatever the font's on now, it's better than it was.
I don't think we did anything.
Oh, well, whatever it is. Maybe it's maybe it's another YouTube update. Thank you for the kind compliment. The Stickman song or whatever you call it, he hated it at first. To be honest, he thought, what the fuck?
Oh, somebody's talking about your song.
Yeah.
At the end.
He goes, but now I think it sounds great. So,
I love it.
So thank you. Yeah, sometimes songs grow on you.
I will tell you this. When we put that was the outro, what we call the outro.
Yeah.
And Andrew did the song at the end. It's not going to be at the end of this because this is live.
No.
But he does a song at the look at one of our other ones that's canned. And Andrew goes, look, we'll just run it for 3 weeks. I go, we're running it every time. I mean, I love that song. I think it's great.
Thank you. It's a fun outro. It's a fun song. I hope to perform it live sometime and keep releasing songs.
Yeah.
I love to do it. I just don't get paid to do it. So
thanks for everybody who shows up. You know what? Usually these things get to about 5,000 views.
Yeah.
So, that means people are coming in after the fact, and that's cool. We are going to keep the Beer Fridays. We just like it too much. If you can't tell, we just like it too much. So even if nobody's watching, we're going to do Beer Friday by ourselves. Right? We done?
Yeah. One more thing. The 2004 WSOP must have been wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some stories. All right, cheers, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching.
Can't make me figure it
Oh,
out.
time to pound the one more beer.
I don't know.
Doesn't this get more fun every time? Doesn't it?
It really is a lot of fun.